People, I have a problem with something. You, Tim? You have a problem with something? No, come on now, really, what's going on here today? Well, there is a local real estate development being made, and it is a really bad deal. What you pay does not equal what you get. And I'm here to talk about it today and show you what happens when you have more money than brains. Now here it is, this Oakmont Place. It is a small development with about 12 lots on it, so it's not very big. But look here at the bottom. See what that says there? Starting 1 mm. You know what that means? $1 million. Nothing in here is under $1 million. Now, this part of Oakmont, well, Oakmont in general, is a nice area. Over this hill and past the next building, you know what that is over there? That's the Oakmont Country Club. And those of you who know about golf, yes, the Oakmont Country Club, where many U.S. Opens have been held, and a lot of other big PGA Tour events and so forth. Yeah, it's a nice area, but $1 million nice? I don't know. Let me take you up the road here, and I'll show you some more details about why I think this is a really bad idea. Now look at this sign. Look at that. It already has a sold marker on it. So you see what that means? One sucker down, 11 to go. And now that I look at it, I see a sold sign there, and I see a sold sign down there. So okay, I'm wrong. We have 3 suckers already put down money on $1 million piece of property. And this is just your common cul-de-sac, a straight line road coming in. It turns around and goes right back out. Like any other suburban housing development in this area and in many other areas. I'm going to go here by lot number 9 to the sold lot 10. Now, I'm going to try to stand in the middle so you can see why I have such a problem with this. Now, look at how far it is from the street to that fence. That's not very far. Now, look at the distance from that sign to that sign to this sign to this sign. That's not, and those signs across the street. That's not a lot of distance left to right. So you're going to pay $1 million, and by the time you put a house here and a garage and a driveway, you don't have a whole lot of room. Now, the house I live in is, the house and the property is roughly the same size, maybe even slightly bigger. And we paid in the upper 80s for my house. And it's, I don't know if I would say it's in this area, but it's not all that far away either. I looked online to see what the payment would be to buy $1 million house with 20% down and an 800 plus credit score and about a 6.5% interest rate. And the payment is over $6,000 a month. My house payment is a little less than $800. So if you buy a house here and pay 1 month of your mortgage, you could pay 8 months of my mortgage. Now, okay, you're a little closer to the esteemed Oakmont Country Club on the other side of that brick building. Fine. Instead of being across the street and down the road a couple of miles in one direction or another. Yeah, it may be up on the hill in Oakmont, ooh, but is it worth $1 million? I don't think so, and I sure wouldn't pay for it. And this is why I say more money than brains. And now Tim, are you saying whoever buys a house here is stupid? Well, no, I mean, you can't be stupid and have $1 million to throw away on a house. But maybe they got the money through an inheritance. Maybe their grandfather bought stocks 80 years ago and they're just coasting off that money. Who knows how they got the $1 million, but if I had $1 million, I wouldn't spend it on a house up here. If anything, I'd buy a house for 100 grand, you know, similar size, decent area, a whole lot less expensive. Maybe spend another 100 grand fixing it how I want it to be, and then I've got 200 grand or so in the house and a much smaller bill to pay. So I thought when I first come up here, okay, there's going to be something great about this. It's a big lot, something fancy. Now look over there. Here's the other fence. From that fence over there to the street right here. You go to any suburban housing development anywhere and look at the size of their lot. And look at the size of these lots. What are you getting? To have all your rich, fancy neighbors all crowded in right next to you? Is that worth $1 million? Either I'm crazy or everybody else is. You could have a much nicer house. Well, maybe not a much nicer house. You could have a good house in a nearby area for a whole lot less money if you follow the loudmouth Tim method of almost as good and a whole lot cheaper. But I come up here and I look at this. There's a house there, a house there, a house there, a house there, and a house there, like any other cul-de-sac in America. And they want to pay $1 million a piece? Are these people out of their mind? Probably some old retired couple. Oh, this is going to be our retirement home. Yeah, that means you're going to live here until you die. Fine. Do you need to spend $1 million to do it? Maybe your kids annoyed you and you don't want to give them an inheritance. Fine, okay. But this is not a good time to be buying a house. Prices are up. Interest rates are sky high. Thanks to Biden and a lot of other people I could talk about, but that's a different story. Throwing away money. That's what I see here when I look at this. Throwing away money, not making smart financial decisions, more money than brains. So that's what I have to think about this $1 million housing development, why I'm annoyed, and why I say, don't do something like this. It doesn't show how successful you are or what smart financial choices you've made in your life. It shows you're stupid. What are you getting up here for your $1 million? I don't know what it is, and I know the area. You live next to the Oakmont Country Club. Okay, great. That and $2 and you can go to Taco Bell. Alright, well that's my rant for today. So, look into your real estate markets and see what's a good deal and what's a bad deal. And, oh yeah, I remember to say it again. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, please. Spread the word on this YouTube channel. Help me get some more subscribers here and views, because we're not doing very good in that part. And here's something I forgot to mention before. What do you think the taxes are going to be on $1 million house? What about the insurance? And a place like this is probably going to have a homeowners association to protect the value of your investment in this little community. I've read a lot of bad stories about homeowners associations, and I would love to mess with one someday, just to drive them crazy. All in all, I think it's not a good deal, and I wouldn't spend the money on it.